The battlefield was silent, but it did not feel peaceful. Broken ships burned slowly in the dark sky. Metal and smoke covered the ground. Bodies from both sides lay scattered across the ruins. Commander Elias walked alone through the remains of the war. His armor was scratched and dark with ash. His weapon hung low in his hand, but his finger was not on the trigger. The war was over, and everyone knew it. Just minutes ago, the enemy forces had sent the signal. Their banners dropped. Their fleets powered down. The message was clear. They had surrendered. Elias stopped near a destroyed command cruiser. That was when he heard a sound. A weak breath. Barely alive. He turned toward the noise. Pushed aside broken metal. And saw her. She was not a soldier. Her armor was different. Lighter, elegant. Her skin was pale blue, marked with blood. One of her arms was badly wounded. Her eyes opened slowly. Fear filled them the moment she saw him. She tried to move, but her body failed her. The enemy princess knew who he was. Every soldier in her army knew his name. He was the human commander who broke their lines. The one who forced their fleets into retreat. She expected death. Humans were called cruel in her empire. Savage, violent, unstoppable. That was what she had been taught since birth. Elias looked down at her. He studied her wound. The bleeding was bad. She would not survive long without help. The princess closed her eyes, waiting for the final strike. But it never came. Instead, Elias slowly placed his weapon on the ground. The sound of metal touching metal echoed softly. Her eyes opened again, confused. He knelt beside her. Careful, calm. His voice was low and steady. "You are safe," he said. She did not understand his words fully. But his tone did not sound like hate. That confused her even more. He removed part of his armor. Used a basic field bandage. Stopped the bleeding as best as he could. Her mind raced. Why was he helping her? Why was he not ending her life? Elias looked around the battlefield. Human ships were landing in the distance. Medical teams were already moving in, helping wounded soldiers from both sides. The princess tried to speak. Her voice was weak. "Why?" she whispered. Elias paused. Then answered simply, "Because the war is over." He carefully lifted her into his arms. She was light, fragile. Nothing like the powerful image her empire showed of its royalty. As he carried her, her fear slowly turned into shock. No chains. No guards. No cruelty. Around them, human soldiers stepped aside. Some looked surprised. Others nodded with respect. The princess saw human medics treating enemy soldiers, giving them water, stopping their pain. She could not understand it. Her army had taught her one rule. Victory meant destruction. Mercy was weakness. But humans were doing the opposite. As they reached the transport ship, alarms stopped sounding. A message played across the battlefield speakers. Clear and final. All enemy forces have surrendered. The princess felt her heart sink. It was true. Her empire had lost. She realized something then. This human commander did not just defeat her army. He broke their belief. Inside the ship, bright medical lights turned on. Doctors rushed forward. Elias gently placed her on the medical bed. Before she lost consciousness, she looked at him again. Her voice was barely a breath. "You won," she said. Elias met her eyes. "Yes," he replied. "But winning is not killing everyone." Her vision faded. Her last thought was simple but terrifying. If humans could show mercy after victory, what kind of power did they truly have? And why did it feel more frightening than any weapon she had ever seen? The princess drifted in and out of darkness. Her body felt light, like she was floating. Soft sounds surrounded her, not screams, not chains. When her eyes opened, bright white light filled her vision. She tried to move, but gentle hands stopped her. A calm human voice spoke near her. "Do not move, your wound is healing." Her heart raced. She expected pain, fear, punishment. But none of it came. She lay on a clean medical bed. Machines hummed quietly beside her. Clear screens showed her heartbeat, steady and calm. This confused her more than the battlefield ever had. She remembered the stories her empire told. Humans who enjoyed suffering. Humans who turned enemies into slaves. Humans who destroyed worlds after victory. But this place felt nothing like that. The door slid open softly. Commander Elias stepped inside. He had removed his armor. Now he looked like a normal man, tired, human. She stiffened with fear. But he stopped several steps away. Keeping distance. Respect. "You are awake," he said quietly. She studied him. No anger in his eyes. No hunger for revenge. Only calm focus. "Why am I alive?" she asked slowly. Her voice still weak. Elias did not answer right away. He pulled a chair and sat down, lowering himself to her level. "Because killing you would change nothing," he said. Her mind struggled to understand that. In her world, death was always the answer. "You defeated us," she said. "My people attacked your worlds." "Yes," Elias replied. "And your people surrendered." The word hit her hard. Surrender. It sounded like shame. Like failure. She turned her face away. Her empire believed surrender was worse than death. "You will be punished," she said. "For saving me." Elias shook his head slowly. "No." He stood and walked to the window. Beyond it, human ships moved in perfect order. No chaos, no celebration. Only control. "My people fight hard," he said. "But we do not lose ourselves when we win." That sentence stayed with her. She had never heard anything like it. A medic entered quietly, checked her wound, adjusted a device, then left without saying much. They treated her like a patient, not a prisoner. "What will happen to my people?" she asked, fear finally breaking through her control. "They will live," Elias said. "They will return home." She looked back at him sharply. "You are lying." He met her gaze. "I am not." Silence filled the room. Heavy, uncomfortable. She realized then that humans did not need lies. Their power spoke for itself. Her thoughts turned darker. To the truth she carried. The secret plan hidden even from most of her army. A second fleet. Hidden beyond the outer systems. Waiting for a signal. If humans learned about it too late, millions could die. She clenched her hands. Sweat forming on her skin. Elias noticed the change. "You are afraid," he said. She laughed weakly. "I should be." He studied her carefully. Fear usually means something important. Her breathing slowed. Her mind raced. If she stayed silent, humans might still detect the fleet. But if they did not, the result would be disaster. If she spoke, she would betray her empire forever. "You trust me too easily," she said, trying to push him away. Elias shook his head. "No," he said. "I trust what I see." He looked at her wound, at her shaking hands, at her eyes filled with conflict. "I see someone who does not want more blood," he added. That broke something inside her. Tears filled her eyes. Something her kind rarely showed. Alarms suddenly echoed through the ship. Not loud. Controlled. Measured. Elias tapped his wrist device, reading fast-moving data. The princess felt her heart drop. This was it. The moment she feared. "What is happening?" she asked. Elias looked back at her. His expression unreadable. "Long-range sensors detected movement," he said. "Unknown ships." Her chest tightened. Her silence had already caused danger. She opened her mouth. Her voice shaking. "There is another fleet," she said. "They are coming." The room felt colder. Elias did not react with anger. He did not shout. He simply nodded. "Thank you for telling me," he said. That response shocked her more than any threat. Outside the room, human ships changed formation. Silent, fast, ready. The princess realized something terrifying and powerful. Humans did not panic. They prepared. And whatever was coming next. The galaxy was about to learn why mercy did not make humans weak. It made them unstoppable. The command deck of the human flagship stayed calm. Screens filled with moving symbols and silent warnings. No shouting, no panic. Only fast hands and focused eyes. Commander Elias stood at the center. Listening, watching, thinking. The princess lay on a medical bed nearby. Connected to portable monitors. Human officers glanced at her. Not with hate. Not with blame. But with caution. "The fleet is real," an officer said. "Long-range scans confirm it." Elias nodded slowly. "How long?" he asked. "Less than 1 hour," came the reply. The princess closed her eyes. Guilt pressed heavily on her chest. Her silence had almost killed them. "My people will not stop," she said quietly. "They believe surprise will win." Elias turned toward her. "They already lost the war," he said. "They just do not know it yet." She opened her eyes, confused. "How can you be so sure?" she asked. Elias did not answer with pride. He answered with truth. "Because we prepare for what others hope we will ignore," he said. The human fleet shifted again. Ships moved like pieces on a board. Perfect spacing, perfect timing. The princess watched in disbelief. Her empire relied on power, on fear, on overwhelming force. Humans relied on something else. Trust. A senior officer stepped closer. "Some of the council wants the prisoner secured," he said. "They fear deception." The word prisoner cut deep. The princess lowered her head. She knew this moment would come. Elias raised his hand calmly. "She stays here," he said. "She warned us." The officer hesitated, then nodded and stepped back. That decision shocked the princess. He defended her. "Even now. Why do you risk this?" she asked. "If I betray you, you lose everything." Elias looked at her carefully. "If you wanted us dead," he said, "you would have stayed silent." Her breath trembled. No one from her empire had ever trusted her choices. She was a symbol, not a voice. The screens suddenly changed color. Enemy ships appeared at the edge of sensor range. Hundreds of them. Weapons charging. "They are moving fast," an officer reported. The princess felt fear return. Not fear for herself, but fear for what was coming. "They will not surrender," she said. "They believe mercy is a trick." Elias nodded once. "Then we show them something else." Human ships powered forward. Not rushing. Not retreating. Holding position. The enemy fleet hesitated. Confused by the lack of panic. Confused by the silence. "They expected chaos," the princess whispered. "They expected revenge." "They will get neither," Elias replied. A transmission request came through. Enemy command channel. Unstable. Aggressive. Elias allowed it. The enemy commander appeared on screen. Angry. Desperate. Loud. "You dare prepare another trap," the voice shouted. Elias remained calm. "The war is over," he said. "You were not informed." Laughter filled the channel. "We will finish what the First Fleet failed," the enemy commander said. Elias leaned forward slightly. "You already failed," he replied. The enemy commander froze. "What?" "You attacked after surrender terms were accepted," Elias said. "That makes you criminals, not soldiers." The princess felt her heart pound. This was not how her people spoke. This was not how war worked. "We are transmitting proof," Elias continued. "Your princess is alive." The enemy commander's face changed. Shock. Fear. The princess slowly lifted herself. Stepping into view of the camera. Gasps echoed through the enemy fleet channels. "She lives," Elias said. "And she chose peace." The princess swallowed hard. Then spoke. Her voice steady despite her fear. "Stand down," she said. "The war is lost. Humans did not destroy us. We destroyed ourselves." Silence followed. Long, heavy, dangerous. Enemy ships wavered. Weapons flickered. Orders conflicted. Then one ship powered down. Then another. Then dozens more. The princess felt tears fall. Not of shame, but of release. The second fleet stopped advancing. Not because they were forced, but because they chose to. Elias exhaled slowly. "This ends now," he said. The transmission cut. The threat faded. The princess sank back onto the bed. Exhausted, shaken, alive. She looked at Elias one last time. "You could have destroyed them," she said. "Yes," he replied. "But then we would lose tomorrow." In that moment, the princess understood the truth. Humans did not win by crushing their enemies. They won by changing them. And that power was far more dangerous than war. The silence after the second fleet stopped felt heavier than battle. Human ships held position. Weapons stayed charged but unused. The princess lay still, breathing slowly. Her words had changed everything. Yet nothing felt finished. On distant screens, enemy ships drifted without direction. Their command structure was broken. Not by force, but by doubt. Elias watched them carefully. Victory was the most dangerous moment. That was when mistakes were made. "Hold all fire," he ordered calmly. "No sudden moves." Some officers exchanged looks. This was not how wars usually ended. "They could strike again," one officer warned. Elias nodded. "Yes," he said. "That is why we stay ready." The princess slowly sat up. Pain shot through her side. But she ignored it. "My people fear weakness," she said. "They will test your mercy." Elias turned to her. "Then they will learn what mercy is backed by." Human ships adjusted slightly. Formations tightened. Energy shields flared to full strength. The enemy fleet noticed. Their sensors screamed warnings. This was not retreat. This was control. A new transmission request appeared. This time marked as Emergency Council priority. Elias accepted it. Multiple alien leaders appeared on the screen. Their faces tense. Divided. Afraid. "You promised safety," one of them said. "And now you surround us." Elias answered evenly. "We promised an end to war," he said. "Not freedom to attack again." The leaders argued among themselves. Voices overlapping. Fear turning into anger. The princess stepped forward again. Her presence silenced them. "Look at your ships," she said. "They are intact. Look at your soldiers. They are alive." Her words cut deeper than any threat. "You lost because you believed humans were monsters," she continued. "You were wrong." One leader shouted, "They will rule us." Elias shook his head slowly. "We do not rule the unwilling," he said. "We defend ourselves." The enemy council hesitated. Their empire had never faced an enemy like this. A sudden alert flashed across the command deck. Unknown signal detected. Origin inside the enemy fleet. "They are charging a weapon," an officer said. "Single ship." The princess felt her blood turn cold. "That is a rogue commander," she said. "He would rather burn everything than surrender." Elias did not hesitate. "Target that ship only," he ordered. Human weapons locked instantly. No delay. No confusion. A precise beam of energy struck the rogue ship. Clean. Controlled. Its weapons disabled in seconds. The hull left intact. The enemy fleet froze. They had expected destruction. They saw restraint instead. The rogue ship drifted powerless. Alive. Defeated. Elias spoke into open channels. "This is the difference," he said. "We stop threats. We do not erase peoples." The message spread fast. Fear shifted into understanding. The enemy council lowered their heads. One by one, they sent surrender confirmations. The war truly ended there. Not with fire, but with choice. Hours later, the fleets separated. Enemy ships escorted safely from human space. No pursuit. No revenge. The princess stood beside the viewport, watching her people leave. Alive because of mercy. "You changed everything," she said quietly. Elias looked tired now, the weight of command heavy on him. "No," he replied. "They did." She turned to him, confused. "They chose not to die," he continued. "That is always the first step." Medical staff returned to guide her back to rest. But before leaving, she stopped. "What happens to me?" she asked. Elias met her eyes. "You will speak for your people," he said. "And you will decide who they become next." Those words frightened her more than chains ever could. As she was led away, human ships slowly powered down from combat stance. The galaxy felt quieter, but not weaker. Somewhere far away, other empires were watching, learning, taking notes. They would remember this moment. The day humans proved that mercy was not surrender. It was dominance with control. And the princess finally understood the truth. Humans did not fear war. They simply refused to be ruled by it. Time passed quietly after the war ended. Not days of celebration, but days of repair, of healing. The human fleet returned to its core systems. Damaged ships moved into repair docks. Wounded soldiers rested, both human and alien. The princess recovered slowly. Her body healed faster than her mind. She spent long hours looking out at the stars, thinking about everything she believed, and everything that broke. Human guards were nearby, but they never stood too close. Never treated her like a threat. Never treated her like a prize. That respect felt heavier than chains. One day, Elias came to see her again. Not in armor. Not as a commander. But as a man who looked tired. "The council is waiting," he said. She already knew what that meant. Her people needed a voice. And that voice was now hers. The meeting chamber was large and simple. Human leaders sat quietly. Alien representatives appeared on screens. Fear and hope mixed in their eyes. No one shouted. No one threatened. The princess stepped forward. Her voice steady but honest. "My people attacked first," she said. "We lost because we believed strength meant cruelty." Some of her own kind looked away, ashamed. Others listened closely. "Humans defeated us," she continued. "But they did not erase us. They gave us a future." The words echoed through the chamber. Elias did not interrupt. He did not guide her. This choice was hers alone. "I will return home," she said. "And I will change what we became." Silence followed. Then one by one, alien leaders bowed their heads. The agreement was signed. Not with fear, but with understanding. Days later, a small escort ship prepared for departure. The princess stood at the ramp, looking back one last time. Elias stood a few steps away. No guards between them. "You could stay," he said. "Learn more." She shook her head slowly. "No," she replied. "My people need to see this change with their own eyes." She paused, then added, "You showed mercy when you did not have to." Elias looked at the stars. "Mercy is easy," he said. "Living with it is harder." She smiled softly. A real smile. Not one taught by royalty. As her ship lifted into space, human fleets did not follow. They trusted her to return. Far across the galaxy, the story spread. Not of a great battle, but of a great choice. Empires listened. Some laughed. Some feared. But all remembered. They remembered that humans did not win by burning worlds. They won by standing firm when others lost control. Years later, when new conflicts rose, that memory slowed many hands, changed many plans. And somewhere on a distant world, a former enemy princess stood as a leader, guiding her people away from endless war. She often remembered the battlefield, smoke, fire, defeat, and the human who lowered his weapon. That single act reshaped history. Humans did not rule the galaxy by fear. They ruled it by choice. And that choice made them the most powerful force among the stars.